What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40K. In this one, I will be going over the Tau Empire and a little bit of a negative that I've been seeing with the 10th edition indexes. But, I think it's going to change, because we've had the Tyranid Codex come out and the Space Marine Codex, and we're seeing a little bit of a good thing. But anyway, let's get into the meat and the potatoes, and that is that the Tau are severely lacking what makes them the Tau. So I've been playing Tau since 5th edition. It's my favorite army, and I've always played it throughout the editions. Obviously, when you play the same army over a bunch of different years, it gets better, it gets worse, you get new units, other units kind of get phased out. But with 10th edition, they decided to go more simpler and more streamlined to make the games go faster and make it easier for people jumping into the hobby to start playing Warhammer 40K and understanding it. And unfortunately, this meant taking out a lot of core rules that we were used to. For example, the psychic phase got severely butchered, and with the Tau, I felt that the thing that makes the Tau very versatile got taken away. Tau have always been masters of ranged weaponry. Tau are a shooty army. They are not good in close combat, and they've never been. However, when it comes to ways to mitigate this, there were weapons that you could use to basically turn the tides against your opponent. For example, you see a Tau battlesuit commander, you know you can take him out in close combat. However, that Tau commander could be outfitted with fusion blades, 2 fusion blasters that can act as a strong Strength 8 AP -4 high damaging weapon in close combat. However, that's not a thing anymore. Same thing with the Yoniker Gauntlet. A massive Strength 10 Power Fist weapon is also gone from the Tau. Pretty much the only way that the Tau can kind of defend themselves in close combat is if you're using Farsight and his Dawnblade. However, that got taken away, and now pretty much if you catch any Tau in close combat, they're as good as dead. Obviously, if you got a battlesuit, you can fly out of there, fall back and shoot. However, that's not good enough, because you also need to make sure that you're dealing damage in close combat. So I feel like, yes, even though the Tau are known to be ranged specialists, they're not even that good. Like, the whole gimmick of the Tau is that they can shoot, and they don't do that very well because they now have the restriction that you have to use spotters and observer units, and I don't know, I just feel like that's just keep marker lights the way they were. I think it was fine. Marker lights give a bonus to enemies shooting at things, whether it be +1 to the ballistic still, ignoring cover, making sure they reroll, etc. But now they've got For the Greater Good faction rule that, in my opinion, is just a convoluted way of saying the same thing that they were saying with the marker light stuff. So basically, what it means is that each time you select a unit to shoot, if it's not an observer unit, it can use this ability. If it does, you select another friendly unit with this ability that is also eligible to shoot, excluding fortifications, battle shocked, and observer units. And then until the end of the phase, this unit is considered a guided unit, and the friendly unit is considered an observer unit. You then select one enemy unit that is visible to both of these, and they are counted as the spotted unit. And now, until the end of the phase, each time a model in a guided unit makes an attack that targets their spotted unit, you improve the ballistic skill by 1, and if the observer unit has their marker light keyword, it also gains the ignore cover ability. So that makes sense. Like, I don't see an issue with this. It works similar to marker lights, except you don't have to have a marker light to do this. 2 battlesuit units can help each other out without the use of a marker light. The thing that I don't get is this other point. Each time a model in a guided unit makes an attack that does not target their spotted unit, you worsen the ballistic skill by 1. So Tau generally hit on a 4-up. Say you do this and you take out an enemy, and now you can't benefit from the unit being spotted because it's gone. So now if you want to shoot at something else, your BS4 goes to a BS5. That is horrible. Like, why would you ever do this to the Tau? Like, they're supposed to be good shooters, but they shoot like accurately half the time unless they're being marketed with this ability, and now if they don't have, or if they're used this ability and the unit is wiped out, if you want to shoot at anything else, now you're shooting at a worse ballistic skill. How does that make any sense? Like, I just hate what they did to the Tau for 10th edition. It really sucks, and I just don't like it. Like, I've always wanted to play the Tau, and I feel like this edition I just want to shelve them until their codex comes out, and I know new rules are going to come out, new army faction detachments and stuff, so hopefully we get the stuff we lost, such as like the Onager Gauntlet, Fusion Blades, and more weapons that are actually good, because right now whenever you see a Tau list, all the battle suits have that cyclic ion blaster, because it is pretty powerful. But besides that, another thing that has kind of bothered me with the Tau is that they always talk about the Guevesa and Auxiliaries, and yet we have very little. Forge World unfortunately took away this awesome line of crew that we had, such as the Crutox Riders, the Narlox, etc. And they also took out the streamlined battle suits, the XV89s. I don't know, like, it's just, I feel like 40K is becoming more and more centered around, like, I don't know, it's like they're making it tighter, they're getting rid of older units, they're making people kind of adapt to what is current in the lore, and they're taking away like Forge World stuff. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, obviously they have a game plan for the way they're doing things, but I don't know, I feel like I'm just done with the Tau for now. I will try them out in 10th edition, but man, I'm just really peeved, because I was playing Armor Core, and obviously the battle you see in the background, it reminded me of how awesome the Tau can be. So you have this Armor Core unit that has like a little Tau drone thing on its back, and it's got this awesome Fusion Blaster-esque weapon that he can fire, but he can also use as like a melee fusion lance. And that's what kind of reminded me, like, oh, you know, the Tau can make a battle suit similar to this. So when I looked into the index, they did not. They didn't have Fusion Blades. They didn't have the Onager Power Fist thing. So that kind of sucks. But let me know your thoughts. If you've been playing Tau this edition, how are they? Because I heard bricks of Crisis suits can just obliterate anything right now if they all have cyclic ion blasters. But with that being said, give me your thoughts down below, and hopefully I'll have the strength to muster up a Tau force and let you know how that went. But as always, it's been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.